Pardon me. So let's go ahead and have a seat, and we'll get tuned in and kind of see what's going on with our bodies this morning. So you can sit however you like. Just find that nice straight spine with your shoulders relaxed and your head balanced on top of your spine. If you're comfortable with your eyes closed, close your eyes. Just take a really deep breath in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. Take a moment to notice how your body feels. How's everything doing? And then start breathing your deep, slow, controlled Ujjayi breath, powerful breath, victorious breath. Now actually listening to the sound of your breathing. And as you get tuned into that beautiful aspirated sound, check in with any thought processes this morning. Pardon me, any emotions you might be feeling. Notice what your energy is like. And then if you would like to alter or change any of that, or even just enhance it, pardon me, then you can use that as part of your intention this morning. So let's go ahead and bring our palms together in front of our hearts and set our intention for practice today. As you get clear on your intention, take one more really deep breath in. A last exhale through the mouth. And then from here on out, nice deep Ujjayi breathing through the nose only if possible. Let's go ahead and start in downward facing dog this morning. So we're a little bit post-holiday here. Hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving holiday. So our plan for this morning is just to move. We're just going to be moving the energy, moving our bodies, just kind of getting into a good Monday movement practice. So really press your hips up and back after you've had a moment to wiggle if you need to. Lengthen your spine. And then you can walk your feet forward, keep your knees bent, relax your neck, hang in ragdoll. On your next inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up and overhead. Keep your chest lifted, spread your fingers, look up if you can. Keep breathing. Opening up the chest and the front of the shoulders, and then exhale. Palms together in front of the heart. Take a moment and really get rooted and grounded. Feel your mat beneath your feet, and beneath that the floor, and beneath that the earth. Take one more breath here, just really rooting down in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. And then inhale, reach the arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward, fingertips down. Inhale, look up halfway. Exhale, back down. We're going to step back with the left foot. Hold the lunge for a moment. Then drop your left knee down. Let's take the arms up and overhead. Tilt your pelvis. Let your hips move forward. Lift your chest. And so just to help with our digestion this morning, palms together in front of the heart, and just do a little prayer twist to your right. So that left elbow comes outside the right knee or thigh, just barely, because you want to lift your torso up to look over that right shoulder. We're not going super deep as far as down. We just want to rotate here. And you might even get a little bit of a right hip opener here. Take one more breath. And then we're going to bring just the left hand to the mat, roll onto the outside edge of your right foot, and gently press against the inside of your right thigh. So you're just opening up that right outer hip a little bit. And then bring your right hand down outside the right foot. Extend your right leg completely. So you can just rock your hips back. You want to flex the ankle and toes. Get your leg as straight as you comfortably can, and then try to extend your spine forward. So you should definitely feel this in your right hamstring, maybe a little bit in the right calf. And then from here, we're gonna step back to plank. Hold plank for a moment. Let your core wake up this morning. First time down, we'll modify knees, chest, and chin. Untuck your toes, lift your chest for a nice low baby cobra. And then downward facing dog. Make sure you're spreading your fingers, pressing through the palms. And then step forward with your left foot. Just hold your lunge for a moment. Go ahead and drop your right knee down. We're going to take arms up and overhead, tilt the pelvis, let the hips move forward. Palms together in front of the heart, that little baby prayer twist. Right elbow outside, left knee or thigh. You're pushing in your palms to lift the chest up as you twist and look over your left shoulder. And then we're going to bring just the right hand to the mat. Put your left hand on the inside of your left knee. Roll onto the outside edge of that left foot. Find a little bit of a left outer hip stretch here, pressing against the inside of that left thigh or knee. And then extend your left leg. Let's get into that left hamstring this morning. Flex the ankle and toes, lengthen your spine. And then from here, we're going to step forward to our standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, look up halfway. And back down. This time we're going to step back with our right foot. Remember, at any point, if you need to modify, you can drop a knee, but I won't remind you again. So from here, right hand plants, left hand comes up towards the ceiling. Go ahead and bring your left hand down inside your left foot. Pardon me. Come onto your right forearm, perhaps the left. Hands on either side of the left foot, gaze forward and straighten your left leg as much as you comfortably can. Even if it doesn't go all the way straight, that's okay. You just get a little deeper into that left hamstring. And then bend your left knee. We'll bring the arms up and overhead, tuck your tailbone, let your hips sink. If it feels okay, rotate open to your left. Palms are forward, arms are kind of like a T. And then you're going to rotate all the way around, spinning your right heel flat, coming into warrior two. From here, we're going to reverse our warrior. Right hand on right thigh, left arm up and over. Come all the way back up and come into a side angle, left hand to the floor, right arm up and over. And then bring your hand down, step it back to plank. Let's flow through a vinyasa. You get to do it your way. When you get your down dog, really lengthen out. And then take a big step forward with your right foot. Remember, it's okay to drop your back knee at any point if you need to. Pardon me. Otherwise, from here, we take right hand to the ceiling. Bring that right hand down inside the right foot. See if you can come onto your left forearm, perhaps both. And then hands on either side of the right foot, gaze forward, straighten that right leg as much as you can, lengthen your spine. Go ahead and bend your right knee now, arms up and overhead, tuck that tailbone, sink your hips. If it feels okay, rotate open to your right. From here, we're going to spin that left heel flat, rotate all the way around to warrior two. Left hand on left thigh, right arm up and over, reverse your warrior. And then come all the way back up and move into a side angle, right hand to the floor, left arm up and over. Left hand comes down, we step it back to plank. Flow through a vinyasa. From this downward facing dog, you're going to step your right foot forward, spin your left heel flat, come up into warrior one this time. Arms up and overhead, tuck your tailbone, sink your hips. Take a breath. Take the arms out to the side, palms up, lift your chest, reach the arms back, open up your heart a little bit. Then I want you to come back up, flip the palms down, bring them in front of you with your right arm on the bottom, left arm on top, wrap the palms if you can, eagle arms, push the elbows forward, get that stretch between your shoulder blades. And then we're just going to lift off for the full pose. Left thigh tightly crosses right thigh. Squeeze your thighs, tuck your tailbone, lift your heart. If you can, unwind your left leg and extend it behind you. Warrior three variation. And then put your left foot back down. Warrior one, unwind the arms, reach them up. Take your hands to the mat and take a vinyasa. Lengthen out in your down dog, stretch, stretch, stretch. Step your left foot forward, spin your right foot flat, warrior one. Take the arms out to the side, palms up, reach your thumbs back to open the chest and the front of the shoulders. Flip your palms down, bring them in front of you. This time the left arm is on bottom, right arm is on top. Pull your shoulders down and push the elbows forward. Get that upper back stretch first. And then we're going to take the right thigh tightly over the left thigh, full Gardasana, eagle pose. Thighs cross, tailbone drops, heart lifts. If you can, you're just gonna unwind your leg, extend it behind you, come into a warrior three variation. And then put your right foot back down, unwind your arms, warrior one. Hands to the mat, flow through your vinyasa. Press those hips up and back. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. From here, right leg goes straight back. On your next exhale, bring your knee to your nose and hold it. Extend your right leg back out. Bend the knee, roll your hip bone open, stretch. And then take your right leg up between the hands, foot flat, left heel spins flat. Come back up into your warrior two. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. See if you can fold right down the midline of your body, keeping your right knee bent. Come all the way back up, warrior two, arms release. Straighten your right leg, kick those hips to the left and lengthen out. Find your triangle this morning, Trikonasana. Left hand comes down, lengthen out over your right leg. Step it back to plank, take your vinyasa. From this downward facing dog, take your left leg straight back, three-legged dog. On your next exhale, take your left knee to your nose and hold it. Extend your left leg back out, bend the knee, roll your hip bone open. And then we step that left foot all the way forward between the hands, spin the right heel flat, warrior two. Interlace your fingers behind your back, squeeze your shoulder blades together, fold right down the middle. Come all the way back up, release the arms, warrior two. Straighten your left leg, kick your hips to the right, lengthen out, triangle pose. Right hand comes down, lengthen out over that left hamstring. And then go ahead and step it back to plank and flow through your vinyasa. From this downward facing dog, you can either walk or jump forward to a standing forward bend. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up and overhead. And exhale, come to prayer. Take your feet the appropriate width for a yogic squat. So remember, you can support your weight on your thighs if you need to. The idea is to drop the tailbone. So just going as far as you comfortably can, lifting the chest, breathing. On your next inhale, come all the way up, reach the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, put your right hand on your right thigh and reach left arm up and over. Nice deep side bend. You've got a moderately wide stance here, so it should be fairly easy for you to get extra deep. Make sure your left arm, the arm that's overhead, is very straight and that you're reaching through those fingertips. Take 2 more breaths here. Inhale all the way back up, and as you exhale, left hand on the left thigh, reach that right arm up and over. Inhale all the way back up. Keep your feet the width they are. Interlace your fingers behind your back. One more time. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and fold forward. Relax the neck. Really focus on squeezing between the shoulder blades and wrapping the arms up towards the ceiling so you get that really nice chest and front shoulder opener. Now, while you're still hanging forward with your feet the distance of your mat, release your hands down. Put the fingertips or the hands on the mat between your feet. Your fingers are pointing forward. All I want you to do is slide your hands back a little bit. Take them to the outside edges of your feet. So your thumbs are going to hook on the inside of your heels. Your fingers are on the outside. Bend your knees and get a good grip on your heels. And begin to slowly straighten your legs while you're pushing against your heels. You should get a really nice hamstring stretch. Imagine you're pointing your tailbone at the ceiling. Take one more breath. Release out. Inhale, reach your arms all the way up and overhead. And as you exhale, bring your feet together and bring your palms together. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale and look up halfway. Exhale, back down. Step back with your left foot. If you are able, let's go ahead and just bring the arms up and overhead again. You're back in a high lunge. Now we're going to go for that deeper prayer twist. Palms are together. And as you twist, you have a couple of options. You can just hook the elbow like we did when we were in a low lunge, or you can go ahead and get your arm all the way onto the thigh. Bring left fingers to the ground and split it and take your right hand to the ceiling. Release both hands down to the inside of your right foot. We're going to come onto the left forearm again, but I want you to rotate and take your right hand to the ceiling. And bring your right hand down, come back up onto your left hand. From here, we're going to spin the left heel flat, and we're coming back into Warrior Two. Now we're going to be taking the right hand outside right ankle or heel, left hand towards the ceiling. If you can, on an exhale, reach it overhead. So you've got that nice deep stretch on the left side of the body. Come all the way back up into your Warrior Two. And then take your hands to the mat and take your vinyasa. From here, we're going to step the left foot forward. And come on up, high lunge. Coming back into your prayer twist. Remember, you can do just palms together and barely hook the elbow, or you can go ahead and take that right hand to the ground and the left hand towards the ceiling, splitting those prayer hands. Then we're going to bring both hands down inside the left foot. Come onto your right forearm again, taking left hand to the ceiling. Hi, Mayu. And then go ahead and come back onto your hands, spin your right heel flat, come back into your warrior two. And now we're gonna do deep side angle with left hand outside left foot. Reach your right arm up, and then if you can, over your head. Bring that right hand down, step it back to plank, and take your vinyasa. From your downward facing dog, drop down to your knees. I'm gonna have you come up to kneeling. So we're gonna do locked gate posture, Parigasana. I'm just gonna spin and face here. So you're gonna take your right leg out to the right with your leg straight and your foot flat. It's just a nice deep side bend. Right hand on right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. Just a nice deep side bend. And then we're gonna reverse it. I want you to come up. Just point your right toes at the ceiling, or if you have the ankle mobility, you can have your right foot flat, but your leg has to be straight. You'll notice my toes don't hit the floor, so I'm gonna point them at the ceiling. Left hand to the mat, right arm up and over. So we're stretching both sides here. Now, from where you're at right here, just see what it feels like to take your right hand to the ceiling and lift your right leg parallel to the ground. It's kind of like a modified half moon. Nice. And then bring it back down, hands and knees. From here, we come on back up. Left leg extends out to the left. Your leg is straight, your foot is flat. Traditional Parigasana, left hand on left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. And you just slide that left hand down your left thigh till you get a really nice side bend. And then come on up from that. Left toes point at the ceiling or they hit the ground if you have the ankle mobility to do that. Right hand to the ground. Left arm up and over. See what it feels like to take your left hand back towards the ceiling and take your left leg parallel to the floor like a modified half moon. And then come all the way back up onto hands and knees. Let's do a couple of cat-cow stretches, inhaling to arch and exhaling to round. And then go ahead and take a child's pose. Take your buns to your heels, forehead down, but keep it extended with your arms out in front of you. And then just walk your hands a little bit to the right. You'll feel your left rib cage stretch. Walk your hands a little bit to the left. Feel your left rib cage stretch. Come back to the center. And then go ahead and just flatten yourself all the way out onto your stomach. So we're going to play a tiny bit with half bow just to finish opening up the front part of the body. We're kind of trying to hit every single part of you today. So you're going to extend your left arm straight out in front of you and keep your left foot flat on the floor. Your right hand is going to reach back for your right foot or ankle, and you want to raise it up towards the ceiling. So it's just a half bow. Bring right hand and right foot back down. Reach back, grab your left foot, lift it up towards the ceiling, half bow. And release it down. Go ahead and bring your hands under your shoulders. We're going to come up into cobra and do a lion breath on each side. So as you inhale, come on up. As you exhale, lion breath to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lion breath to the left.
Inhale back to center, turn your toes under, go into plank. Take a final full vinyasa here. And when you get to your downward facing dog, really, really, really stretch it out. Push through your palms, reach your hips back. And then find your way to a seated position with your legs crossed. So we're going to go ahead and just start with some nice gentle torso circles. You've had a lot of movement. We're going to keep moving, but we're going to bring the energy level down a little bit. So hands on knees if you can. Follow your nice deep slow ujjayi breaths. As you exhale, you're leaning forward. As you inhale, you're leaning back. So it's just these nice slow circles. We're going to go 3 in each direction. Make sure you keep your movement coordinated with your breathing. And as you finish out, just come back to center. You're going to extend your right leg. Keep that left knee bent, and you can just kind of snug it in towards that right thigh. Lift up through your chest and lean out over your right leg. Take a few breaths here. Come on up from that. We're going to pick the left foot up and bring it on top of the right thigh. Flex the ankle, lean out again. Come on up from this. Keep your left ankle crossed over your right knee. Bring your hands right behind your backside and push into the floor for a straight spine. And then bend your right knee. And if you need to, scooch up towards your right heel. You want to keep your left ankle flexed. So this is a stretch for the left glute, the left buttock. If you're feeling it here, stay here and just keep lifting your chest. If you want a little more leverage, you can reach around and grab your right shin and pull to lift your chest. So you're basically trying to straighten your spine, keeping your left ankle flexed, heart lifting, and you're finding sensation in your left glute. Take a couple more breaths. And then from here, we're just going to transition this into a twist. So what I'd like you to do is let your right knee drop all the way over. It's fine if your left glute lifts a little bit. You want the whole left foot flat. And we're going to take the left hand behind us. So you can either hug your left knee with the right arm, or you can bring your right elbow outside of it and twist to look over left shoulder for a nice deep spinal twist. You should feel very compressed in your midsection here. Back to those digestive moves. All right, as you unwind, take your left foot to meet your right foot. Hands behind your backside, lift up through the chest. You're pressing your knees out to the side and down towards the mat. Really activating your outer hips and thighs to cause a reflex release on the inner thighs. And then from here, you can just extend your left leg, keep that right knee bent, bring the foot to the inside of the left thigh, and just lean out over your left leg. Come on up from that. Pick your right ankle up, bring it on top of the left thigh, just above the knee. Keep that foot flexed. Lean out again. And then come on up from that, hands behind you, lift your chest, bend your left knee. Keep your right ankle flexed. So remember, you're wanting to feel this in your right glute. Chest is lifting and pushing forward. If you feel it here, you are perfect. If you would like to reach around and grab your left shin for more leverage to lift the chest and pull forward, go for it. And then from here, we're going to transition this into that twist. You're just going to let your left leg drop over. That whole right foot hits the ground. Right hand comes behind you, lift the chest, either hug your right knee or bring the left elbow outside of it for a little bit more intra-abdominal compression. You're going to look over your right shoulder. As you unwind, let your right foot hit your left foot again. This time we're going to slide the feet way out in front of us. Soles of the feet still touching. Reach forward, clasp your ankles, and start to nestle your rib cage down between your thighs. You may do this either as an extended spine, meaning you're almost arching the back, or you can do it as a flexed spine, meaning you're rounding the back. Whichever feels better to you, that's where you're going. Come on up from this, extend your legs wide and out to the side. Lift your chest, push your heart forward a little bit. So as much as possible on this wide angle seated forward bend, Upavishta Konasana, you want your feet pointing straight up and you want your spine to lengthen forward. It's like you're trying to get your belly to the floor, like you're trying to get your throat to the floor. One more breath. And then come on up from that. You can help your legs together. Give them a good wiggle. And then you can roll onto your back. We're going to do a tiny bit of abdominal work. And then you'll be close to Shavasana. Hug your knees, rock side to side. So we're going to do the anaphorist abdominal that looks a little bit like a bicycle crunch, but it's really not like a bicycle crunch. You're going to have your knees bent with your thighs vertical. Now, when you start to extend a leg, don't let the opposite knee come in. You want to keep your thighs straight up and down, so don't cheat. You're also not going to rotate your torso. You'll be coming straight up. So let's interlace the fingers behind the neck and point the elbows at the ceiling. Make sure you're not pulling on your head. You want your hands on your neck for support. Thighs are vertical. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath, flatten your back, exhale, extend right leg, and crunch, elbows straight up like you're trying to put your elbows on your thighs. Don't let the left knee pull in. Empty your lungs. Inhale down. Hold the breath, flatten the back, exhale, extend left leg, and crunch. Breathe out, breathe out, breathe out, breathe out. Inhale back to neutral. Hold the breath, flatten the back, exhale, right leg extends, crunch up. You're trying to breathe all of your air out. Keep your back flat. Inhale back to neutral. Hold the breath, flatten the back, exhale, extend left leg, crunch. Inhale back to neutral. Hold the breath, flatten the back, exhale, extend your right leg, and crunch up. We just have one more on the other side. You're almost there. Inhale to neutral. Hold the breath, flatten the back, exhale, left leg extends, and crunch. Hug your knees in. Pardon me, side to side rock. So if you're comfortable with a shoulder stand or a shoulder stand variation, That's my preference for you today for your inversion. But if that's not a good idea for you, you're welcome to do bridge or just stick your legs in the air. But if you can do a shoulder stand and get your legs somewhat vertical, that's my recommendation because we had a rather rigorous practice today. And shoulder stand is a cooling posture. So if you can, you get your hips into your hands. Then you try and get your elbows closer together and walk the hands a little higher up your back towards the shoulder blades. Make sure you maintain curve in the back of the neck. And then slowly on your next exhale, you may begin to release out. Hug the knees in. And then we'll keep the right knee hugged in and extend the left leg all the way out into the ground. And then from here, we'll just transition into a twist. Let your right arm open out to the right. You're going to twist over to the left. If it's all right with your neck, you're going to turn your head to the right. Begin to soften your body and relax into the pose. Let go of any tension in your body that isn't absolutely necessary to hold yourself in the pose. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, come back up. And as you exhale, just hug your right knee into your chest. Pardon me, bring your left knee up to meet it. And then we'll extend the right leg all the way out. Left knee just hugs in. Wind relieving pose. Very useful for releasing the low back as well as helping intestinal health. And then we just transition this into a twist. Left arm opens out to the left and we twist over to the right. If it feels okay in your body, your head turns to the left. One more breath. On your next inhale, come on back up, and as you exhale, hug your left knee in. Bring your right knee up to meet it, side to side rock. And then we're going to go into a full dead bug. Separate your knees from the insides. Reach down, grab the arches at the feet, get your lower leg vertical, and pull straight down. Make sure you're feeling this in your hamstrings. If you're feeling it more in the low back, try and get your tailbone to kind of pace down to the floor. Make sure you're actually pulling a little bit on the arches of the feet. You want a little bit of pressure here. And then release your feet and put them down outside the mat with your knees bent. We're just going to do a little rhythmic movement here, but you'll get an outer hip stretch. So as you exhale, take both knees to the left. If you breathe really slow, you've got more time in the stretch. Inhale, legs back up. Exhale, take both knees to the right. And just keep following your breath like this. You get this nice little yummy IT outer hip band stretch. So
Every exhale, knees are dropping to one side. If it's a slow exhale, you'll get to linger for a moment. And then every inhale, the knees are coming back up and you're exhaling in the opposite direction. We'll go a couple more times on each side. This is a really worthy stretch. When you feel like you're even, you've got an equal number of times on both sides, you can go ahead and let the knees just prop together for a moment. You're going to feel that a little bit differently in the outer hips. Hold out for another breath. And then walk your feet together onto the mat and let the knees drop open. So now you have soles of the feet together, knees are dropped open. Just pause here. Be very passive in your reclined bound angle for a moment. And then on your next inhale, let's go ahead and tilt the pelvis back, pressing the low back into the mat, kind of like we did for the anaphorist abs, except this is way easier. And just keep your back pressed into the mat. You're going to feel a lengthening in the low back muscles. Take one more breath here. And then release on an exhale. One more time, inhale, flatten your back, press it down into the floor. And the next time you breathe out, release. Begin to extend your legs, separate the feet. Find that really nice, comfortable position for Shavasana, corpse pose. And it's called corpse pose because we are instructed to lie on our back like a dead person. No tension in the body, no control of the breath, no projecting forward into the future or ruminating on the past, simply being right here, right now, and that's it. So just allow your body to soften down. Give it ample time to just release any tension. Allow your breath to just do its own thing. So it's really cool. Your body knows how to meet its needs, right? Your breath will adjust to whatever your physical needs are. So when we're supremely relaxed, our breath becomes exceptionally shallow and soft because we don't need as much oxygen. It's really cool. It all self-regulates. So just notice as your breath gets softer, shallower and slower. That's your sign that you've reached relaxation. And then just notice your mind. How often it tries to shoot forward into the future or turn around a U-turn and head back to the past. It's the nature of the mind. It is really simply a database of the past. There's nothing else in there. Anything that you project forward is your imagination, and it's an imagination based on past experience. Nothing new can come in unless you're truly present in the moment. So our goal in Shavasana, our task in Shavasana, is to simply be present in the moment. And every time you catch your mind doing what it does, which is trying to go back to old occurrences or forward into imagined ones based on the past, you just say, no, no, thank you, not right now. I'm just going to be present. I'm going to be right here, right now. No ruminating on the past, no imagining the future, simply being present right here, right now.
So as you notice your mind desperately trying to go backwards or forwards, just be compassionate. Our minds are just doing what our minds do. No judgment, no blame. It's just what they're designed to do, right? But we have the capacity, the power to simply be in the moment, right here, right now. Keep exercising that choice to be in the present, right here, right now. Start feeling back into your body, noticing that your body was able to become very relaxed when you took your mind elsewhere. Our mind, our ego is exceptionally useful for a lot of things, but it also gets involved in a lot of things where it doesn't belong. So when we take it away from our body for a little while, our body can really soften. So just notice how your body feels. And then you can start to bring a tiny bit of movement back to your body. So wiggling fingers and toes if that feels good. Starting to deepen your breath a little bit. When you're ready on your next inhale, you can spread your fingers and toes. And exhale and relax them. Inhale and just stretch however it feels good. And exhale. Relax. Hug your knees into your chest, or you can just bend your knees if you prefer. Roll to your right side. And if you can rest there for a moment, that would be great. And then just press yourself up into sitting. So today we're going to do Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breath, and we're going to do it as a 1 to 2 ratio breath. I'll talk you through the first one using a 3-second inhale and a 6-second exhale. You guys have done this with me quite a bit before, so after the first breath, I'm going to turn you loose, which means you can change the length of your breath. Just a reminder, every exhale on one side is followed by an inhale, and every inhale is followed by switching sides. So we're going to inhale, switch sides, exhale, inhale on the same side, and then switch sides to exhale. Like I said, I'll talk you through the first one as a 3-second inhale and 6-second exhale. But after our first full round, I'm going to turn you loose, which means if you'd like to increase the breath to like a 5-second inhale, 10-second exhale, or whatever, you may do that. Keep it at a 1 to 2 ratio breath, please. And also, please use your right hand to block your nostrils. So traditional Vishnu Mudra is to take the first 2 fingers and tuck them under the pad of the thumb. And those 2 bent fingers beautifully rest under the nostrils, and you can just go back and forth with your right thumb on your right nostril, ring and pinky on left. If that feels awkward, take the first 2 fingers of your right hand and please rest them in the center of the forehead, and you can still use right thumb on right nostril, ring a pinky finger on left. So nice straight spine. Let's breathe in. Exhale completely through both nostrils. We're going to begin inhaling on the left, exhaling on the right. Inhale right, Exhale, left. That's one round. Off you go on your own. Finish the round that you're on, and your round will be finished when you exhale through your left nostril. So take your time, don't rush, stick with your 1-to-2 ratio. If you have already finished, just sit with your hands, palms up on the knees or thighs. We'll make sure everyone has time to finish. And then let's slowly bring palms together in front of the heart. Taking a moment in gratitude that we have the capacity to move like we did in the asana practice. Gratitude that our breath will self-regulate to keep this body healthy and alive. Gratitude that we have the power to choose to be present. That we don't have to stay stuck in the past or constantly shooting forward and imagining some future that may or may not even happen. We have the power to stay present. And gratitude for the fact that when we are present, we are showing up fully for our lives. We're not missing anything. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. Big sigh through the mouth. We bring our palms together in front of our foreheads, just as a reminder to be present, always be present, show up for your life. Palms to the lips, reminding us to speak our truth. And palms to the heart, reminding us to keep our hearts open, to always be kind, compassionate, understanding, and loving. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Namaste.